So welcome to Untangled, where we're untangling Christianity from theology, religion, and colonization. And in this lesson, we're untangling the difference between sin and evil. And so today, we're dealing with the idea of sin. So if you got a Bible, if you got a Greek lexicon, go ahead and grab it. And what I want you to do is I want you to look up the word sin and see what you find. What you'll find is that the word sin is the word HATA. And what's interesting about the word HATA is that it is not unique to Scripture. In fact, it was used before Scripture, and it was used by cultures to describe something that happened in archery. In archery, what would happen is people would aim and they would try to hit the bullseye. But when they would miss or miss the mark, the bullseye, they would hata. What's interesting is you might still hit the target overall and hata. And what that means is you didn't hit the bullseye. And that's how we should think about sin. God is the bullseye, and he is perfect. And all the time, we're trying to hit the bullseye. We're trying to be like God. But at sometimes, we're going to hata. We're going to miss the mark. And that's what sin means. Sin means that you shot and you were supposed to be hitting the bullseye, the perfect middle, but you missed it. And so when you think of it that way, it actually disconnects it from evil in a different way. You can hata right now and not necessarily be evil. And in fact, I'll be clear, I have 3 kids and they hata a lot. And depending on their hata, some of it I hate, some of it I really hate, right? If you hata and you didn't clean your room, it's like, man, I wish you would do this. Clean your room. This is necessary, right? I hate it, but I don't hate it, right? I don't hate sin in that angry way. I hate sin like it's disappointing because it's hurting you. But at the same time, in my family, I treat people, everybody with respect and with dignity. And so if you hata and you disrespect someone, you don't treat them with dignity, you don't treat them as the person God created them to do, I really hate that one. And in that one, I have to chastise you, I have to chasten you because I need you to understand that is not how we behave. And so that's how sin works for God. God went out of his way to make the analogy of himself being the Father, the children of Israel, the children of those who wrestle with God. Because why? Because he's the Father. In the New Testament, Jesus tells us we can call him the Abba. The idea here is that he wants to treat us like a parent. And as a parent, we do not angry, punish, hate our children because they hata. What we do is we continue to encourage them to try to hit the mark, try to hit the bullseye. That's what sin is, and that's how it's different from evil. It's not necessarily doing an evil act, it's not hitting the bullseye. And yes, that can result in evil. We'll cover that in the next video. But right now, we're talking about sin, recognizing it as hata, missing the mark, not necessarily doing wrong things. And if you think about it that way, then what it means is you're not evil when you sin, you didn't hit the mark. And God sees flawed people and loves them. We all know that all of our children, all of our friends, all of our family are flawed, but we love them anyway. And that's how God feels about us when we sin.